Hi everyone, I am super excited to do this reading. I was guided by Spirit to do this reading. It's not going to be your average reading, it's going to be very different. So I'm encouraging you all, before you go any further, to make sure you are opening your mind and your heart to what you're about to hear in this reading. Okay, you've got four beautiful goddesses to choose from. Don't worry if you're a male. This is not going to just be about, if you are a female or a male. Anyone can watch this. Go with the one that you feel the most gravitated towards. And yes, if you want to choose more than one, you can totally do so. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to choose, but please also feel free to pause the video. Okay, so if you were gravitated towards group one, again, I'm going to repeat, you need to be very open with this reading. It's not going to be your average reading, okay? I could say things that are very thought-provoking or triggering. I need you to be open, okay? With this reading, we're going to touch on everything from what makes you unique to your special gifts, to past lives, to how you inspire others, and what you came here to do. I'm really gonna be really open to what Spirit wants to say and more. So whatever else comes through, I will let you know. Make sure that you are also paying attention to the reading in its entirety, because, even though we're here and it's a smaller crowd, it's still going to be for more than, just you watching. So we are going to go with the candle reading first, and then we're going to follow it up with a few cards. Okay, so just bear with me. So let's get started. Let's bring forth the messages that this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Okay. 10 minutes before I sat down to do this reading, I heard something really clear in my left ear. And I've been trying to figure out how I can say it differently, because it's pretty freaking blunt, okay? It's pretty blunt. And I just don't think, I couldn't find a different way to say it. So I'm just gonna say it. And I hope that, you will understand that if it is for you, you will understand it. If it's not, you will understand that, just to kind of move forward, okay? I heard really loudly, you were never supposed to be born. Not to be confused with a mistake, because that's the kind of thing that I'm also hearing, is that you being here, it's very purpose driven, but I'm also hearing in the same breath, you were never supposed to be born. And I actually don't know what that means. They're not showing me anything more. I've asked to get more on what that means, but maybe that means that whoever's watching will understand. Because you are supposed to be here, but I feel like you were never, okay, I'm getting the word hijacked. Like, there have been several attempts to stop your birth. I don't know if that means that, someone was considering ending the pregnancy, or I don't know what that means. But there have been several attempts, and this is not about your life. This is about before you coming into this world. There have been attempts, and I do feel like for some of the reasons, it may have been by the darkness, because you coming in would have changed the trajectory of something. I'm going to leave that where that is. I'm going to proceed. The other thing I heard, we are starting off with a bang, group one. You may be from another planet, and you're going to have to really open your mind on this one. I don't know if it's from Venus. I don't know where it's from, but there could have been a potential swapping at birth, a swap at birth. or an immaculate conception type of thing. I don't know if we've got even people here who could be mixed with hybrid energy. I don't know, or the hybrid race. It's like, for some of you, you look nothing like anybody else in your family. Now, I don't want this to be confused with someone stole you or someone stole, or this is not about like another human doing this, swapping you at birth. This is like literally you're from another planet, but you are placed strategically in this family because there's something you need to do. I also have to leave that right there because that could be really like, we could be going, we may need to go real deep, and I don't have time for that today, but they're also not giving it to me. So again, if you understand this, you'll understand this. If you don't, then don't worry, it's not for you. But yeah, I gotta leave it there. They're telling me to shut up. They're telling me to shut up. I've said too much already. Okay. I also am hearing another thing here. One of your main purposes in this world is you're coming back to avenge yourself or avenge what is right, a particular timeline. It's interesting they're using the word avenge. They are not using the word revenge. Avenge. There is something that needs to get set right. And it could be, karma. But I feel like your soul was very adamant about that being a particular thing that needed to get done while you were here. So when people always ask, why am I here? One of your things is to avenge karma. Things that were done in past lives or past timelines and need to be set straight. But I'm going to say another thing. It may not even be that personal. It could just be that you need to avenge your coming through as a volunteer to set something straight. They're also telling me that for a majority of your life, up until the time that you're receiving this reading, you have been kind of sleepy. You've slept on something. They're showing me, for some of you, you've just recently woke up and remembered who you were. You may not remember everything, but you kind of had a wake-up call recently. And it may have been triggered by something, but you didn't always know who you were. And this was very confusing when you were a child because you affected everything and everyone. And I am being shown not the best family, okay? The coming in, the main people, the main characters of when you're first here, the immediate family. I'm seeing either one of two things: extreme hate, or I'm being pushed in a corner and forgotten about. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you resonate with that one kid who just, nobody paid much attention to, or even the people didn't think much of. I'm even getting that as well too. People underestimated you. Oh geez, for some of you thought you would be nothing. You would just be a nothing. But you're going to surprise a lot of people, and you're surprising them right now. They may not be telling you, but you're going to surprise a lot of people, and you've got so much more to do too. One of your gifts is telekinesis. You have the ability to affect people's thoughts. Okay, so if you were attracted towards this goddess, please note, I want you to be extremely open. I want your heart open. I want your mind open. This is not going to be your average reading. I may say things that could be very thought-provoking or triggering. But I am going deep with this one, and I'm opening myself up to spirit to kind of bring forth whatever they want you to be aware of. Now, I have asked for spirit to touch on what makes you unique, what are your special gifts. maybe even like a little peek into your past lives, as well as how you inspire others and what you came here to do. So with that being said, okay, there's already stuff coming through. I just have to light the candle. Let's light the candle. So let's bring forth the messages you need to hear, not the messages you want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to this group. Okay. Before I sat down to do this reading, I felt like this group was going to most resonate with Aphrodite, or the planet Venus, okay, of love, beauty, kindness. I did also hear that with this group, there was a major emphasis around answering the call, okay, answering the call. I do see you in the cosmos. I do feel like whatever planet you came from was, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. I did feel like I was either looking at Lemuria or Atlantis, but it was stunning. And it's kind of interesting because coming here is such a drop in frequency, a drop in energy, a drop in even beauty. Like wherever you came from was, it's just like, even, I don't even know how to put it into words, guys, okay? The type of goddess you are is definitely a higher vibrational goddess, okay? Someone who's coming to, I feel like, a lower frequency planet to help and assist in the ascension, okay? The ascension that is taking place right now. I did also hear that with this group, you've always been 5D. You've always been 5D. Just by being. You really are beautiful. Really beautiful with this group. And it's not even just about your looks, it's just your being. Okay? Your whole emphasis. This could be why you've been so likable, but for others of you, why you've also been hated. Let's just talk about the people who are likable. Like, I don't know if this is people wanting to just be near you all the time, or even obsessed, or like, I'm even seeing this emphasis around others wanting to just physically hold you, like hug you. You've had a lot of people who have tried to lean on you. You're giving mother vibes for me, okay? Divine, feminine. I don't care how old you are. You may have even assisted people when you were younger, who were older, who were coming to you for advice or that perfect word that, you know, they needed, or a way to look at something. But there is this emphasis around 5D New Earth. And listen, I am hearing that you've always been there. This is not a group, I feel like, that had to really work on their frequency much. They were inhibiting 5D energy as young as, 5 and 6, and never lost that, okay? Never lost that. We all know babies, when they come in, are very high vibrational beings, but from the matrix, we get indoctrinated. You somehow were able to carry that, keep that with you your whole life. And I do think it resulted in a lot of hatred from others. I am seeing this goddess that just really, like, no one can affect them. That could have been what drove people crazy, is that they were never able to affect you, never able to get you down, never able to get you off your path. You are the epitome of love and light, honey. Love and light. But there could be a strong connection to Aphrodite. I did hear Aphrodite. And I actually did not, in group 1, get a particular goddess. But I am hearing the name Aphrodite. So that would be really cool if you resonate with, a connection to this goddess. But your beauty, it's really stepping forward here as far as your uniqueness, okay? A lot of you could be a rare beauty. There could be something very unique about your look. You don't look like others. Maybe there's even like something facially that is just, it's different. Like you look like otherworldly. Like you could even be, you know, like when we look at those star seeds online, or, you know, we look at the Lemurians or the Pleiadians, you could even kind of look like that. But there could also be a uniqueness with the ethnicity as well. You know, you're that type of goddess, like you've got a unique background, you know, like maybe you're Egyptian and Irish, or, you know, you just have this one of these blends that it's like, wow, you know? But there is something about your beauty. Your beauty affects people. I also am getting an emphasis around a natural goddess here, a natural goddess. Like, I don't even really care if you're wearing makeup. You look natural, but you could be a very rare beauty because you don't even, for some of you, have to put any of that on. You can just literally like wash your hair and go. But you would understand what I'm talking about for some of you if you are just turning heads everywhere you go. And for some of you, it's your energy. Your energy is beautiful and it's powerful. Like you've stopped rooms, you know, everybody just pauses and looks at you. It's like, who's that? Who's that? You affect everybody everywhere you go. I am getting a strong emphasis around a volunteer here. Second waver, generator. If you know the human design, you could definitely be a generator, but you could also be a projector as well too. Absolutely. Or even a manifester, which we know is very rare, okay? Like in this day and age. I do feel like I'm talking to a type of goddess here who has really always been about like clean eating. There is a strong emphasis about like what I think, what I speak, but also what I eat. This is the one goddess in the group that we really all need to learn from, just by the way that they live, okay? I think you're very aware of how powerful, you know, your thoughts can be, how powerful the words you speak are, and also what you put inside your body, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if we've got some, you know, real healthy nut people here, health nuts, who are just really about reading labels. Even if you feel like you're not on, you know, on that tip, maybe you're on your way there, you're getting that idea, you're remembering who you are, that type of goddess you are, who it's like, you know, you may have lost yourself for a bit, but you're starting to wake up and remember, and you really want to take action on, you know, what you're applying on your skin or what you're eating. It's important. I do feel like there's a huge connection to children and animals. Okay, so if you were guided towards this beautiful goddess, before we begin your reading, make sure you are wide open mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I am asking for a more deeper type of reading with regards to this topic. So just be open to whatever comes through. I will be asking Spirit to give me information on what makes you so unique. What are your special gifts? Maybe even tap into, you know, your past lives, as well as how you inspire others and what you came here to do. Make sure you are also listening to the reading in its entirety so that you don't miss out on a message for you. Okay, this is going to be a reading for, you know, more than just you watching, so be aware of that. Okay, I will say this group, wow, I'm already picking up on this group's energy, and we're gonna be in for a treat with this one. Okay, this one is, whew, I did get a big emphasis around the fire god or fire goddess. This group is going to be your rebels, okay? It's going to be your rebels, your goddesses of fire, courage, bravery, high energy, the trailblazers, okay? First thing I'm being shown, I didn't even get to say what I have to say usually when I, do these readings. Bear with me, because that's just even this group too, all in, I'm here, I'm showing up. Let's go. Let's talk about us, Please bring forth the messages that this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And please bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. You are a type of goddess that makes, just with your presence, you make everything in your environment go haywire. Okay? It could be things start breaking down. Maybe people start fighting with each other. Maybe people start getting sick. Just, you are like a walking catalyst. You trigger the F out of the room, okay? And what this is this is you forcing, pushing people to evolve, to grow. Sometimes it may not look like that, but that's what's happening. I do feel like you are the type of goddess that if people are not ready for you, or people are not receiving of you, or accepting of who you are, your energy can push them out. This is the type of group, this is the type of goddess that we're talking to who is not going to change themselves for a damn person. No one. They are who they are. They have always been strong in who they are. And they're not about to change that for anyone. This is the group that is also the goddess that is like a ride or die, in it for the long haul. They will die trying, okay? They will die on this hill. They will die on this hill for what they believe in. I am also being shot right now through to your childhood. These are the kids, the goddesses that are watching, the kids who really rebelled, okay? Whether it be the school system, their parents, you did what you wanted to do. You spoke your mind. You didn't care. You may have even had more of like a louder pitched voice. And that's the other thing. There is a lot of frequency in your voice, and it's not about you yelling. It doesn't matter if you're whispering, but there is a frequency in your voice that goes out into the universe, and it can sometimes cause or invoke, people. I wouldn't be surprised if you have been taken the wrong way, or you have this way with words, but there's a frequency in your voice. You are the goddess of clearing away what must end unapologetically. A lot of people have hated you for that. Just also even in how secure you were as a person. I do feel like a lot of people have loved you though. It's one of those things, I can't help but not love her. You have broken a lot of hearts, pile 3. You are the goddess of breaking hearts. And I don't just mean with lovers, I mean with anybody. Couldn't help but not love you. I don't know what's going on right now, why they're showing me this. I don't know if this is going to be for a few of you. I don't know if there is anybody who has watched the movie on this singer, but this is giving like Amy Winehouse vibes. And don't focus on the drug problems or the eating. It's not about that. She was unapologetically herself. If you watched her movie, she was who she was, and she wasn't going to change for anyone. You are the goddess of the truth. The truth. You bring the truth up to the surface. You are the truth. You are a walking truth. But you also are here to... This is given High Priestess energy as well, too. I'm seeing the High Priestess card. She brings out what is in the shadows, So I wouldn't be surprised if this group has really done that with their family, been that one to just really bring everybody out of the bullshit to the surface and just, you know, let's call a spade, you know, stop this fakery. You are not the goddess of fakery. You are the goddess of the truth. And if it's around you, if it's in your environment, you're going to expose it. You are an exposer. It may not even be that you're speaking it, but you could just by your energy project that onto people. Like, it forces them to come out of that. Like, stop. Just stop. But also, by you being who you are authentically, you are also that goddess that is changing others to come out of that falseness, that falsehood, that false matrix, but also to embody individuality, you know, to not care what anyone thinks, to not care what anybody thinks you should be or what you should be doing. You teach others not to hide who they are, just by being who you are. You shine. And when you shine and you step out in that light that you carry, you shine your truth. And then you inspire others to do the same. Wow. You also teach others the sacred art of tending to the flame within. You have a strong light, but it's more fire. It's not like, I'm not seeing it like a light, like a light on a candle. I'm seeing it more like a flame, like the emoji flame. Like, you just have this way of, no one will ever forget you. No one could ever forget you. And I do feel like a lot of people have fallen in love with you. But there's these ways about you. It's just really hard to understand because you're just not going to fit in. This group doesn't fit in. They're different. They're like the unique ones. I've never met someone like you before. You also are that type of goddess that is extremely fun, but you teach people also to live life to the fullest. So, you know, you are that, you know, queen or king of bucket lists, living life to the fullest, but like adventurous as well too. You reclaim your power as a goddess by living life on your own terms. And they are showing me, you know, when it comes to your gifts, your unique special gifts, you have a way of reading people like nobody's business. You can sense bullshit like a mile away. You also have this gift of like, you know, when people are lying to you. You also know, do you predict like future events? Okay, so if you were gravitated towards this goddess, before we get into your reading, please note, I want you to be open, okay? This is not going to be a surface level reading. I am asking Spirit to go deeper. So I need you to be open emotionally, spiritually, energetically, etc. Please remember that this is not going to be a reading just for you. So make sure you are listening to the reading in its entirety. We are going to be touching on, or I'm going to be asking Spirit to show me what makes you unique. What are your special gifts? Maybe even what are your past lives connected to this, you know, this type of goddess that you're going to be coming through as, how you inspire others, and what you came here to do. We are going to do the candle reading and we're going to follow it up with some tarot cards. So let's get into it. Let us get into it. Let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Okay. This group needs to know that you've got a lot of people walking side by side with you. Not people, but energies, okay? I also did hear someone's got their eye on you. Someone's got their eye on you. You are heavily watched from the other side or the other dimensions. Heavily watched. And you know this at this point. You know this. You're aware. You're aware there's like a unseen team that is either giving you messages or sending you messages or you've dreamt about them, or you can tell you're being guided or led. I also heard that this group is a water priestess, let me tell you. Big connection to water. May have even understood as a child you were like a fish. You know, they used to call you a fish. You were always swimming. But it may not even be about that. It could just be that you understand you have a huge connection to water. Wow. You are a goddess of all psychic senses. You embody, a lot of you embody more than 3 different types of psychic senses. It's not just about clairvoyance or mediumship. You may have clairaudience, clairsentience, like you can feel energy. Okay, some of you, like you're a premonition machine. You have like these visions, like sometimes it scares you. Maybe it used to scare you, but for some of you, I'm still catching people at the time where it still scares them. A lot of times you don't know what to do with these premonitions, where they're coming from, how to make them stop. It's almost like you feel responsible, like you need to do something about it or change something or figure out how to stop it. I'm not really sure that I can tell you why you're having these. I just think you're very connected. This is probably going to be, with this group, the most psychic group, okay? You are connected to the moon. I'm being shown. Sorry. Excuse me. You are connected to the moon and you feel the moon phases very strongly. Whether you know they're happening or not. Oh, okay. Hold on here. Hold on. Time traveler. Whoa, time traveler. Okay, but I want more, Spirit. What are you trying to show me here? Okay, for some of you are from the future, but a lot of you would understand what I mean if I just left it at that. You are a time traveler. Either that or you remember your past lives in other eras. Or you could feel like you're from another time in space, or you don't resonate with this planet. I'm being sent in a direction now with respect to your gifts. You are a healer, but you could do a ritual like nobody's business, okay? Even a water ritual. A lot of emphasis around water. I don't know if you talk to your water. I don't know if you take baths or you do rituals in the bathtub. Or even you go to sacred springs, like you're like a hot springs person. Or you're connected to the ocean. But you're very powerful when you're around water. But even with you're conducting a ritual, like if you were to set your mind to something and actually, work at it every day, you could make magical things happen. I'm also being shown a very deep connection to unicorns, but also horses. You are that goddess, very connected to, unicorns or horses. But wow, this group, I would encourage, if you want anything, like anything, just put life into it every day and you could literally have it. You've got something regarding time frame. Like you could manifest something where it would take someone else a year, you could get it in days. But your thoughts and your intentions are really powerful too. So God forbid you want to get rid of somebody. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean maybe they exit your life because you just had enough of them. You could make that happen. Like your intention, that's kind of coming through here as far as your gift. You got a strong intention. Once you put your mind to something, that's it. That's it. Why am I clearing my throat so much? I haven't done that with any other pile. Is there something around the throat chakra for you? Like I am getting choked up here. Like you rule the throat chakra as well too. There's something very powerful in, okay. You know, you're so powerful with your voice that I wouldn't be surprised if there's been many attacks in the throat. So when you feel like you're constantly blocked or you can't speak, this is almost like an unseen force trying to hijack your gifts because your voice is powerful, but you also speak the truth. So, you know, your words are very intentional, but I feel like people pay a lot of attention to what you say. And it could be about anything. And it doesn't have to be like you're speaking much. It could be just like you say a few words, but you've said so much. You've said so much. Your energy is really strong as well. Like you could throw the whole room off sometimes, but I feel like it's also on the receiving end. So do you resonate with getting sick often?